Hey, thanks for joining us again. It's Thursday at 2 o'clock, and that can only mean one thing. You're right here where you need to be, and that's at Gun Stuff TV. Today, we're talking about self-defense with Munio. Thanks for joining us. I've got with me my erstwhile companion, Scott Kiefner, who's been taking up ever more expanding responsibilities here at the Gun Stuff Studio. Scott?
Trying to do as much as I can do.
Thanks for being here. You know, we get all kinds of social media feedback, and it's all directed to Scott. No one wants to talk to me, and I don't know why that is.
Nah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun last week, didn't we? Last Saturday, where were you?
So we got a chance last Saturday to go down and do another run and gun, and we'll have some footage of that later. It was down in southern Indiana, and it was a shorter course, but a lot of obstacles, a lot of steel, really high round count. So we had a lot of fun with it.
Well, stay tuned to Gun Stuff. This next year, we're just launching Season 4, and you're going to be seeing more interesting content, all documentary styles, plus all the product information that you guys know and love. And we want to thank our sponsor for today, Facts and Firearms. This year they've been sponsoring Season 3. We're appreciative of them. They have some great products. And, Scott, they just announced, I got an email about two new rifles. So we got to get them here on the show. What's going on?
I can't wait to see them. Yeah.
Why didn't they announce it here?
I don't know. No, they should have. But I got a chance. But I've been using the FX 5500, the ultralight upper, and it's been performing flawlessly for all the rifle competitions and stuff like we've been doing. So it's been great. I love it.
Well, you know, Gun Stuff is the only show that you're paid to watch, and we pay you handsomely. And every week we have giveaways. This last week we had the Munio product, self-defense products, and our winners for this last week are James Erickson and Christina Sparks. Now, James and Christina, we sent you an email today. Send us your address so that we can mail these out to you. And without any further ado, we're going to go to Munio. Tell us a little bit about Munio while I'm trying to Skype them in here. Let's see if I can get that thing turned on.
Munio is a self-defense keychain that you can put on, and basically it kind of works like a Kubaton that a lot of us have had over the years, but it doesn't look like a weapon. It doesn't look like a self-defense instrument. It looks more like a keychain, but they're going to give us a lot more information on it here in just a second.
Phil and Michelle, did I have you?
I think so. Hello.
Yeah, we got the audio and everything. What do you know? We made it work.
All right. Hey.
Hey, so glad to have you guys back. And you know what? We've been getting a lot of folks interested in the Munio products, and there's a lot more to it. It's not just a keychain, is it?
No.
No, not at all. The whole idea, came about because it really saddens me as a martial arts instructor to have to try to teach people after the fact. I mean, I've taught people who've been victims of rape and, criminal violence, and it always makes me feel I wish they had had a layer of defense that may have prevented that right from the beginning. Martial arts and other types of, self-defense are great options, but I wanted to make something that was a little more inviting for the average person, something they'd be much more willing to carry, would be more discreet, yet was absolutely as functional as other, self-defense and martial arts tools. And that's where the idea for Munio, came from. I also have a graphic arts background. For instance, used to work on snowboard design and stuff like that, and other graphics. I thought if I could combine these two elements together, make something that was appealing, innocent looking, yet can still do damage as it would need to do to defend yourself, then that would work. And that's where Munio came from. As Scott mentioned, it has origins and similarities to other martial arts tools, palm stick, more recently, the Kubaton. When you hold it properly in a hammer style grip, and you don't need to have a lot of extension beyond the lower finger at all, this is your force multiplier impact tool and strike. And by using your keys on the other end as a whip or a flail, you have an added bonus, and that gives you the practicality of, say, other tools such that you may swing, such
monkey
as
fist. Are you
a
familiar with the
monkey
monkey
fist, which
fist?
is a solid metal ball in there. You know, has, again, similarities to, you know, tactical pens and such, but has more versatility because, again, you have a keychain and you also have the secondary option of using your keys as a flail.
And you can take it on an air.
Take it on an airplane. And the shape of it is very easy to hold, not like that pen you were showing us. I can see that not really working because you don't have enough purchase on that thing. Yeah, you need to have something where you can really grab onto it, and you can't do that with a pen, I don't think. I mean, unless you're, of course, John Wick.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
John Wick could do it.
Yeah, I mean, not only did I want to make the design, you know, stylish and, you know, ergonomic, but yeah, you're correct. You can hold this, and you know, it's fits comfortably in your hand, and yet can have a very comfortable grip, even with repeated and powerful striking. Has stayed in my hand. Some people will tend to hold it and, you know, maybe put their thumb on the back. It doesn't really matter. It's just as effective and comfortable grip.
Now, you were mentioning style. Michelle, you were mentioning style. You've got, you know, we've been showing folks our favorite, but that may not be what everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we have 16 current designs in the collection, ranging from flowers and pink. We have dragons, we have camo, we have crosses, we have skulls. We have lots of different designs, and you can see them on our site. We also do custom branding where you can put your logo on your Munio. You can put your contact information. We can do two sides. Oh, I gave it to you upside down, sorry. So there you go. And, you know, doesn't matter if it's for your organization, if you have a special cause, a fundraiser, whatever, we can make it any way you like.
Now, as you were showing us those, there's a design on both sides, right? That's
Yes.
Correct.
and very handsome. And Phil, you did most of these designs?
Correct.
All
yeah.
of them, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, my background is in commercial art and design, so you know, I've been doing personalization graphics and you know, graphics overall printed materials for most of my life. I was actually doing that longer than martial arts, you know, and you know, this was a great connection to put these two together because if you can personalize a product or making a product more attractive and stylish, particularly for the, you know, the main target audience, women, if you can make them actually be more willing to carry a tool or a product that they can use or encourage them to carry it regularly, then they have an added layer of defense.
Yeah, we are a bigger target, and
Statistically, by
yeah,
far.
statistically, and I mean, martial artists love these too. Obviously, you know, this is a great point for a martial artist, male or female. But yeah, we if it doesn't match our purse or shoes, sometimes we can be difficult. So this, you know, really helps us out.
Self-defense, with self-defense with a fashion statement there.
And also,
That's right. Personal safety with style. And we also have a free downloadable ebook that you can get when you go on our site that goes over various common street attacks and what you can do with the Munio. There's different, it's fully illustrated, and there's some common sense safety tips in here too, but you can download it, print it. And we also offer a free self-defense series. It's called Self-Defense Moves That Everyone Should Know. And that basically goes over common street attacks with and without Munio, because you're not always going to have something on you at all times.
So you're saying you have a PDF that explains that, and that's actually downloadable. Is there a cost associated with that?
Nope, absolutely free.
It's a free.
And then what about the training classes? You were mentioning some training videos. That's important. Is there a cost associated with that? And how many videos are there?
The videos are free. It's a series of 10. You just subscribe to them and you'll get them in an email. And we also offer our Munio self-defense workshops, which Phil and I, our forces worked out really well because he's the self-defense expert and I'm not. And I'm a woman. So it really helped informing the workshop that we did. It's a 1-hour hands-on practice workshop we deliver to colleges and universities, hospital staff, law firms, anybody who wants to, do a live workshop, we do deliver that. And it's very, very simple and very, very effective moves. And we also have martial artists, law enforcement officers, military officers who are certified as Munio self-defense instructors all over the country and growing throughout the world. We just recently certified someone in Budapest, Hungary, which was very exciting.
So you were telling me that before, that if all you have to do is come to your website and put in your zip code, you could find an instructor. Somebody like Scott here now, he's a big target, and no one in his right mind is going to attack him. But somebody looks at me and they say, oh, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. If I get one of these, you say I can put in a zip code and find a trainer close to you?
Yes, we have about 100 trainers in the U.S. and growing, but because of the demand and the requests that we get for wanting a Munio instructor in their area, we are producing a downloadable workshop. So anybody from anywhere can purchase it and download it and do it in the comfort of their living room. They can have a self-defense party, cocktail, instead of cocktails in color, they can do cocktails in self-defense.
Yeah.
And then tell us a little bit about, we're coming up to the holidays here, and tell us what's going on for the holidays. We sent out an email to our subscribers, and they were real interested in the Munio, of course, but what's going on for Black Friday? It's right around the corner.
You can save 15% on your purchase, your entire purchase, and there's a promo code that you'll see in the email that you're sending out. They'll have a promo code to just type in at checkout, and it'll deduct 15% off the entire purchase.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. If people are just watching this and they're seeing it on YouTube, where else, Scott?
Just about everywhere. All social media, the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all this stuff's posting up there. But one of the things also I wanted to point out is that you can personally attest to the effectiveness of these tools due to the fact that when I was working, not everybody knows my background, but I spent about 6-7 years working in a maximum security federal penitentiary, and we had a lot of big brass keys, and they were about the size of this, maybe a little bit longer, but we would use these in this same fashion. So you would be going around unlocking all these big giant iron gates and stuff in the prison, but you always kept your keys in your hand, so that way if you're doing something, then you can use them for the pressure points and the joint locks, but then you also could flip them over. But the keys were about as big as this, so big giant brass keys that we could use these in the same fashion as what we're trying to do here, but you can't carry around big giant skeleton keys like that every day.
That's right, and people, the key fobs are getting smaller and smaller, but having this on there makes it easy.
It sure does.
Now, if our viewers are watching this through social media, and we're going to be posting it out and sharing it, and if you haven't subscribed yet to our email blast, you need to. Just go to gunstuff.tv. At the bottom of every page, you'll see a place to subscribe. And if you get our email, then you're going to be getting the code that Michelle was talking about. What's that code again, Michelle?
It's GSTV 1119.
Well, if I were you then, folks, I would just subscribe to us and get it in the email, make it a lot easier. Well, folks, thanks so much for being back on our show. We're going to be hearing more from Munio in the very near future. I'd like to encourage folks to look at these videos, the training videos. What do you think, Scott? That sounds like makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and being able to take these tools and use them properly, there's a lot of ways to use these things that a lot of people don't think about. And you're just going on and spending a couple minutes reviewing the video is going to open a whole world of resources to the person that's going to be using this as a self-defense instrument. So just the techniques and the proper positioning, things like that, is having it in a video and having that visual aid is a much better training tool than trying to hear it from a friend or something like that.
And Michelle, you were telling us about those videos again. What kind of videos and how many are there on the website? Are they easy to find? How do you get to them?
Oh yeah, if you go on our website, munioselfdefense.com, there's an actual at the top that says videos. You can watch those. On the homepage, if you want to subscribe to the free self-defense series of simple self-defense moves everyone should know, then it's right on the home page, and you just click on there and put your email address in there, and yeah, you'll get the first email, and then you'll get all 10. And if you want them sooner, if you don't want to wait, just email me and I'll send them all to you. I'll send you all the links.
Well, that sounds great. You know, Michelle, we've got some emails coming out. I think in the next week, every week, we're going to sort of feature some more links so that our audience has a better chance of getting the kind of training that they can do themselves. And this is the type of you could call this a weapon, because it certainly is a self-defense weapon. Yeah. And anyone can afford this, and you can give it out to everyone for Christmas. And the retail price on this, again, is?
$9.95, and they make great stocking stuffers, too.
Well, Phil, Michelle, thanks for being on our show again. And
thanks for having us.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Now we're going to be talking a little bit more about some self-defense. And Scott, tell us a little bit about, well, we were talking about concealed carry the other day. And I'm wondering just a little bit about different ways of when you're carrying the firearm. Mm-hmm. You know, this is great. If you have a firearm, you need to be carrying it. What are the different places that you can put that on your
we got a couple different ways that we can carry our self-defense firearms when we're carrying concealed. You know, biggest thing is that carrying concealed, it has to be concealed. So it's going to be tucked under a shirt or a pant leg or something like that. We've had Cheetah Tactical on here, and they've demonstrated their ankle rigs, and we've a couple other different holsters that we featured on here before. So when you're carrying, you usually typically have appendix carry, which goes right into the front here, and then you have the strong hand carry, which is going to be on the back side of your hip. And when you're carrying those couple positions, there's always a lot to think about, you know. So one, you're thinking about comfort. Because if you get to a point where it's uncomfortable to carry, or the holster you use or the gun you're carrying is uncomfortable to carry, eventually you'll quit carrying it. So the best form of defense is something that you have on you, because you can't guarantee that it's going to be on you when you need it. So when you come to look for that, you're going to look for something that's comfortable. So we're looking at the two, and you kind of got your eye on one specific one here.
Well, yeah. So you were telling me about the appendix carry. There's one caveat with that is, you know, in today's world, a lot of folks are interested in transgender, and here's a do-it-yourself method for that. But there's more to it. You were telling me the femoral artery is right down there too.
Yeah. So when you're carrying appendix, you know, you're pushing the firearm down into your holster, which is going to be in your belt line, and you have your femoral artery down here. And there's been several occurrences where someone is reholstering, and then they go to put the firearm down in there, a piece of the shirt material or a belt or something gets in the way, and when you push that gun down into the holster, it actuates that trigger. It pulls that trigger up, and of course, all these guns have been safety checked already. They're all cleared and safe. But something gets in there, and you see it doesn't take much to actuate that trigger and send a round down through your holster or into your leg. And we were discussing whether or not he wanted to start carrying appendix. So one of the things
thinking about that, maybe
think
after
about
that's a little extra risk.
Yeah. So my personal preference is off the hip, because if I have some type of accidental discharge, I just catch a round in the butt, and it's embarrassing, and I got to get stitches in my butt, and that's all there is to it. But there's been several instances where people have died, and other people in a lot of recent articles and stuff like that posted on social media of people who have went back to the holster and accidentally shot themselves. And you can do the same thing on the back holster, on the small, the back.
But it's not
I'm sorry, on the strong side hip. But it's usually not life-threatening. It's an embarrassing trip to the emergency room.
Yeah, but you know, who could do without, you know, a little bit of loss of tissue there? You weigh less. It's not so bad.
It's a little diet, you know. Yeah, you lose a couple ounces.
Well, we got about 5 minutes here before we finish. I wanted to go over some of the history of the concealed carry. Now, to start with, we've got the Walther PPK. Now, that is this one right here. And that gun, this is what invented concealed carry. We won't talk much about it, but we have these now in stock, and they are a beautiful firearm. So if you get one of these, you're carrying the same gun that James Bond did, and this thing was invented back in 1929. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it's that old.
It's the most copied firearm. The mechanism, they invented all kinds of things. It has the built-in safety. It has a hammerlock safety. It has the loaded chamber indicator, and a lot of guns don't have
those,
that.
yep.
I mean, that's a tremendous. And now this is a single stack, and so it only has a 6+1. And that's like small by today's comparison.
Yeah.
But it's a 380, and you can buy this on Gun Stuff. It's at $750, and that's a great price for an iconic firearm that'll last forever. Now over here, Scott, that's which one? That's the stainless steel first edition.
Yeah, so this is the first edition. Of course, this is a collector's, and you know a little bit more about this one than I do. You've done
So
some,
that's a
yeah.
Coca-Cola grip on there. And when we first got this in, we got them in by mistake, and went in, and I thought, what the heck? That looks like a brown plastic grip. That's Coca-Cola wood,
Yeah.
extremely hard, one of the world's hardest woods, and that comes from South America.
Yeah, it almost looks like a polymer because
It
it's
does.
it's sanded and polished so smooth. But
They
yeah.
have really, it's an amazing job. These Walther, they have a pride in workmanship. That sets them apart. And now that first edition is a little bit more. We're selling that for basically $1,400.
Yeah.
And the reason why is they only made 1,500 of them.
Yeah, it's collector's.
And we have 3 of the last ones that are available. And once someone buys this, they're going to take it out of circulation. You're also going to get a certificate of authenticity, and then this will go with the gun, so that when you let's see, find a camera over here or someplace. Anyway, you'll be able to see. You'll get this, and then you can pass this down. It has our FFL and insurance where we got it, so you're the first owner, and you'll be able to sell this and resell it and give it to your family. Now, over here, the Success. This is a little bit more modern.
Mm-hmm.
How many rounds is that? That's considerably more rounds. 10 rounds?
10 rounds. 10. So you got 10 plus 1. 10 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, and this is the 365 SAS. And everything on this firearm has been designed to be anti-snag, very low profile. All of your controls are, let me turn this over, all of your controls are recessed into the frame, so you don't have anything digging into you. And also on your front sight, the most unique piece of this is, of course, this sighting system. So this has a filament inside, and you see a circle dot mechanism inside here, and I'm not going to try and line this up like we did a couple weeks ago, but
There it goes.
I think I flashed it there just a little bit. This is hard to do backwards.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it just has this
You
little
don't spend
aperture.
much time in front of the mirror.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
When you have that much good looks, you don't need to, right?
Oh, he's so complimentary. But you just have this little aperture here, and basically what it does is it puts a little circle dot inside of there, and you have a circle with the dot in the center, and that's your aiming device. And so it doesn't take up any real estate on here. And really what it simulates is it simulates like most guns, but a lot of people are going to optics on concealed carry guns. So they're going Glock 19s and smaller, and they're putting optics on small guns like this. Well, this gives you the same sight picture as an optic gun. So you got a big green dot in here, you got the circle, and everything makes it real easy. But then also it's ported, and we did a quick video on this where it's ported. So as the porting on the front of course helps with the muzzle rise, but not only does it help with the muzzle rise, when it doesn't go up as far, it snaps back into position much quicker for your follow-up shots.
And here's one with the extended mag, and it has 2 more rounds.
So that's a 12 rounder.
12 round plus one in there. Now, that is on our website, as you can see, $579.99. And let me use that one so I'm not flagging myself.
Yep.
And let's see if I can somehow.
There it is. Yeah, you just got it.
There it goes.
You've been practicing. Oh, you're doing so good.
There you go.
Oh.
Right in there. There you go.
You could probably win. You probably get at carnival games.
There you go. I am
Right.
good at carnival games. So Andy Oakley, you can see that. That's why I like this gun.
Yeah.
And you saw me reach behind me. I like to carry this
Yeah.
because of that reason. Very easy for me to see.
Yeah.
And so you got to build in. Now, the only other alternative out there, which is
That one.
definitely an alternative, is the Hellcat. Now that is not there's only I don't know. You might be able to find one online.
Yeah, these
Nobody's
are.
got them.
Yeah, they came out. So this is your micro compact, and it comes optic ready. So basically this plate comes off and then you can put your optic on top, the optic of your choice. I can't remember exactly which footprint this is, but it's optic ready for you to put on there. And then this also, the big one-upmanship that comes with this one is the fact that it's a 13 round mag with one in the chamber. So now you're carrying 14 rounds.
That's
in
with the
gun.
extended mag.
With the extended mag. Of course, you have the option of going with the flush fit mag, which would then take the gun down to this size. So, we're getting into some very small territory with all of these guns. With these things are all so small. You're looking at just, fractions of an inch in difference in height, width, very small amount in weight, but you're getting 13 rounds in the mag and 1 in the gun. So you are back up to like what would normally be a standard capacity full-size gun.
Well, and I just want to again reaffirm to our viewers, I don't want any of you talking about and sending us email, oh, you're flagging each other, you're flagging the cameramen. And, we love our cameramen, we're protecting them. We've downloaded all these guns, so they're always empty. Now, the base price of this is $479. Now, we have the lowest price on the internet. And but the thing is just like everybody else, you're going to just put in a deposit. You're going to book it now, and we'll ship it to you as soon as we can. We have lots of connections with the best distribution in the country. We'll get them right out to you as fast as we can. And then it's $505 for the optic plate.
Yeah, and these are all just now coming out. So I mean, no one's
got them. But if you want to be the first, that's what you're going to do. You're going to order it from Gun Stuff, and people have been ordering it all day long. So one last thing before we leave. This is the time in the show we announce our giveaway contest givers, and Sarah Thiessen is our winner of the ADCO, and here it is. So the Super Thumb winner is Sarah Thiessen. Now, to give you a little secret, you can register for these online. You go to gunstuff.com, gunstuff.tv/ADCO, and you can do the same thing /Munio to register there. Well, thanks for watching again. Share this with your friends. And remember, get your stuff from Gun Stuff.